Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the most fascinating stories around the world. Taking a look at the dangerous sites in the world. Various forms of violent criminal activities make a place dangerous for both the residents and the foreign tourists that visit the place. It is to be noted that violence and peace cannot coexist together in an area, and such criminal acts are considered potential threats to peace for any location in the world. Therefore, one must be aware of the world's most dangerous cities and must take precautionary measures if one wishes to visit any of these places. The most dangerous cities in the world are those with the highest murder rates per 100,000 inhabitants. Cumaná, Venezuela. Cumaná has a long history. The Spanish founded it in 1515. Subsequently, the Spanish had to refound it several times because of successful attacks by indigenous peoples. Even when that became less of an issue, Cumaná was devastated by earthquakes on multiple occasions. Despite those unpromising beginnings, the city persevered to become a regional center of commerce, education, and domestic tourism. The last decade has been much less kind to Cumaná Vitória da Conquista, Brazil. Vitória da Conquista isn't one of Brazil's more notable cities. For proof, consider how some call it Conquista to differentiate it from the city of Vitória over in the state of Espírito Santo. Unfortunately, Vitória da Conquista has a reputation for violence earned over time. It isn't the worst of Brazil's cities in this regard. Even so, it is bad enough to place on this list. Cape Town, South Africa. Located on the banks of Table Bay, Cape Town is the legislative capital and the second largest city of South Africa. Cape Town is currently the world's 10th most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 64 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. There are approximately 130 different gangs in the city, and it is reported that over 100,000 people are involved with these gangs. Many crimes related to drugs and gang violence also take place in the city of Cape Town, Feira de Santana, Brazil. With an estimated population of 609 inhabitants, Feira de Santana is the second most populous city in the Brazilian state of Bahia. The city of Feira de Santana not only has the highest homicide rate in Brazil, but it is also currently the world's 9th most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 67.46 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. The various violent activities like assaults, scams, and pickpocketing that are taking place in the city are equally terrifying for both the residents and visitors. Uruapan, Mexico. Situated at the western tip of the Purépecha Highlands, Uruapan is the second largest and the second most populous city in the Mexican state of Michoacán. The city of Uruapan is considered the deadliest place in Michoacán and the world's 8th most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 72.59 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. Uruapan witnesses regular clashes between Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generations and several other criminal groups, all of whom want to acquire control over the vital drugs, cocaine and fentanyl, trafficking routes. St. Louis, United States, situated close to the meeting point of Missouri and the Mississippi rivers, St. Louis is the second largest city in the U.S. state of Missouri. St. Louis is currently the world's 7th most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 87.83 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. Being one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, St. Louis has the highest murder rate and the highest drug usage in the entire country. As per the city's new police chief, about half of all the assaults and 67% of all the murders mainly occur in a small triangular area in the northern part of the city. Ensenada, Mexico. Ensenada is the 3rd largest city in the Mexican state of Baja California. At present, Ensenada is considered the world's 6th most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 90.58 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. It is reported that the increased violence in the city is due to the turf battles between the rival cartels, the Sinaloa cartel, the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, and remnants of the Arellano Felix organization, in addition to human trafficking and drug trades. Irapuato, Mexico. Situated at the base of Arandas Hill, Irapuato is the second most populous city located at the heart of the Mexican state of Guanajuato. This mid-sized Mexican city is considered the world's fifth most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 94.99 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. It is reported that the increased violence in the city is due to the frequent turf wars between the Santa Rosa de Lima cartel and the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Several videos surfaced on various platforms have shown mass shootings in bars with men carrying assault rifles. The local police authorities have failed to curb this increased violence and have left this matter to the federal government. But, to date, the federal government has been unable to curb the increased violence in the city of Irapuato, Ciudad Obregón, Mexico. Ciudad Obregón is the second largest city situated in the southern part of the Mexican state of Sonora. Ciudad Obregón is considered the world's fourth most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 101.13 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. It is reported that this city functions as a vital region in the international drug and human trafficking trades, Ciudad Juárez, Mexico. With an estimated population of 1,512,450 inhabitants, Ciudad Juárez, commonly referred to as Juárez, is the most populous city in the Mexican state of Chihuahua. Juárez is considered the worst city for women in Mexico, as the violence towards women in this city has dramatically increased over the years. At present, Juárez is the world's third most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of about 103.61 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. In the past, Juárez served the inhabitants of El Paso City in the U.S. state of Texas with nightclubs and loud musical entertainments. But the recent increase in crime rates has led to a collapse of the city's tourism industry. Travelers to this city need to be very cautious, as cases such as carjacking, burglary, theft, robbery, and murders are very common here. The increased brutal violence in the city is often attributed to the turf wars between the rival Sinaloa and the Juárez cartels. It is also widely believed that poverty, drug violence, and government corruption are some of the main reasons for the increased violence in the city of Juárez. Tijuana, Mexico. Situated in the Mexican state of Baja California, Tijuana is the second largest and the westernmost city in Mexico. It is also the world's most visited border city that shares a 24-kilometer-long border with the city of San Diego, located in the U.S. state of California. Nevertheless, Tijuana is considered the world's second most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of 105.15 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. Tijuana is known for its extreme poverty, and many heinous crimes such as rape, kidnapping, murders, etc. have been reported here. It is believed that this high amount of violence in the city is mainly due to human trafficking and drug trades that are carried out by different gangs. Abrupt violence also frequently takes place between the two rival gangs, the Tijuana and the Sinaloa cartels. The Tijuana cartel, that has its base in Tijuana, is considered Mexico's most extensive and violent criminal group. In contrast, the Sinaloa cartel, based in Culiacan in the Mexican state of Sinaloa, is an international drug trafficking cartel that operates in many Mexican states and different places, worldwide. Celaya, Mexico. With an estimated population of 639,052 inhabitants. Celaya is the third most populous city situated in the south-central part of the Mexican state of Guanajuato. At present, Celaya is considered the world's most dangerous city, with a homicide rate of 109.38 homicides per 100,000 inhabitants. It has been reported that the increased violence in the city is due to the efforts by the Jalisco New Generation cartel to wipe out its rival Santa Rosa de Lima cartel to take control of drug trafficking and large-scale gasoline thefts. As seen in the above discussion, the country of Mexico has the highest number of violent cities in the world. It is also reported that almost 40% of the world's most violent cities are Mexican-making. Mexico, the global epicenter of homicidal violence. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you will never miss an episode of our enthralling series about the world's dangerous sites, so you do not miss any episode of our enthralling series. We are looking forward to seeing you next time, so stay curious about next video